Hi guys. So in the previous video on injective functions, we looked at the definition, some intuition, and a simple example. In this video, we're going to see two more examples that are a little bit more in depth. Okay, so this question is, show that the function f, which maps r to the 0, 1 interval, given by f of x equals e to the x over 1 plus e to the x, is injective. This is known as the sigmoid function, by the way, and it has applications in, for example, differential geometry and machine learning. So we're going to start with just the basic definition of an injective function. So we want to show that for all a and b and r, such that f of a equals f of b, we end up getting that actually a equals b. And this is actually a pretty straightforward calculation. So we'll start with plugging in a and b and looking at what happens if they're equal, if f of a equals f of b. So that's why we have this. And now we can clear the denominators or cross multiply. So we have e to the a, e to the b plus 1 equals e to the b times e to the a plus 1. And then when you multiply this out, distribute it out, you end up with these two terms which cancel. So you're just left with e to the a equals e to the b. So therefore, a has to equal b because these are real numbers. Okay, so the next example, if your function f, which maps r to r, is strictly increasing, then it's also injective. So again, I'm just going to quickly write the definition of strictly increasing. Let's say here. So a strictly increasing function just says if you have 2 points on the number line, let's say a, which is less than b, then if you take f of a, if you apply the function, it's going to preserve this inequality. So that means f of a is going to be still less than f of b. Okay, so to begin this proof, let's say that f of a equals f of b for some a equals b. So we want to ultimately show that the only possibility is that a has to equal b if f of a equals f of b. Well, what are the three cases? We can either have a is less than b is less than a, or a equals b. Those are the only possibilities in the real numbers. So now let's look at each case and observe what happens. Well, if a is less than b, then the only possibility is f of a less than f of b. So you know that's not actually a possibility for this case. If f of a equals f of b, then we know that we don't have the case where a is less than b. Because if a was less than b, then actually f of a would be less than f of b, strictly less. But we know that's not true. And the same thing for this second case. If b happened to be less than a, then the only possibility would be if f of b is less than f of a. But we know that's not true because f of a is supposed to be equal to f of b. So the only possibility is that a equals b. In other words, if f of a equals f of b, the only possibility is a equals b. And that's exactly the definition of an injective function. So this function f is injective. Okay, so I hope this video was helpful for you guys. Leave a comment below if you want to see more videos like this, and if you have any specific questions. Hit the like button, and as usual, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already for more content. Thanks for watching.